You had some good kicks there. Yeah. I won't mention that. Okay. Hey everybody, this is Charlie Velasquez from Rugby in Florida and Tifro. I'm here with Tory, I forget last names. Williamson, and the coach for the Hammerheads.
Hey, Ian Adendorff.
How you guys doing?
Very good.
Okay. Not the best day, probably, because you did get you lost the semifinal. It was a tough game. I wanted also to talk about your season, which was a pretty good season overall. Coach, talk about your season.
Yeah, I think overall we had a very successful season. We kind of got dealt a very difficult hand with the hurricane and everything, so we kind of lost our field. So for the first half, actually 3/4 of our season, we didn't have a field to train on. We actually trained out of a gym. And so we had our challenges, but overall, with all those challenges, we had a really successful season. Obviously, make it all the way to the semi-final. So yeah, very happy.
Yeah, and you could have been home for the semi-finals because you had some very close games. You had a draw with Miami. Tory, tell me a little bit about this group of players.
Yeah, I mean, when you look at any good team, I think it starts with your core, and we have a really good core. We have a lot of returning players, guys who know what they're doing, who make good decisions, and now we're trying to fill it out to the 23 and beyond. The biggest thing for us is that we're trying to grow and expand in the area. We're trying to get guys out to practice. We can run against a full side, get those meaningful reps at practice, but we got a good group of guys, Charlie. They all work hard.
You can see it on the field. And let me bust your balls a little bit because I'm a freak for kicking, and I'm always busting your balls. You did much better today than I had seen you. Tell me about that. Because kicking, I don't know. I think it's so important because it does so many things in the game.
Of course, it's always an advantage.
It's always a great advantage.
So this was my first year, if you couldn't tell, kicking. First couple of games were not very good, which is evidenced on our...
To be fair, you had, I think, at least 2 or 3 on the post, right?
Yeah, against Fort Lauderdale. Yeah, that was rough. But, I paid, there's a gentleman who runs an Instagram page, Rugby Bricks, you probably heard of it.
Yes,
I paid him some money to do a couple of sessions with me and reach out to some guys in the area who know how to kick and had them give me some pointers. And I go out there Wednesdays, Fridays, go out and practice, and it's coming together.
Yeah.
It's a science, though. It is.
Oh, it is. Coach, tell me about this trip you guys did to South Africa, because I just think, people don't know about it. I personally sort of found out when you were back and you were saying that, I think when you played the Tridents at home in that beautiful field, by the way, I have to congratulate you guys on your home field. Man, it's like one of the best fields. Tell us about that trip. What was it about, and how did it plan out?
So basically, I've personally been in Naples area and Florida rugby for 6 years.
Obviously.
I'm originally from South Africa. Yes, and like I said, I noticed a lot of talent in Florida, and Florida rugby is actually very strong. And it was just an idea to get the talents out there. And South Africa hosts a brilliant tournament called the Cape Town Tens, and they do a great job over there. And it was just, I love rugby tours, and no one was I was trying to do it for like 4 or 5 years, and no one was really paying any attention. And I was like, I just got a bunch of group guards together, and we're like, let's go to South Africa. It was all self-paid. We didn't have any sponsorship. So now that it's started, it's called Florida Man Rugby. So
it's a thing.
Yeah. So we have an Instagram page, and it's Florida Man Rugby, and so now we're hoping to do it every year and expand it, so we can do numerous tournaments around the world. So we want to do international tournaments for Florida talent. Yeah.
Okay, that's a great idea. I mean, for some reason we don't have like the tradition of touring here in Florida. Very few teams actually get out of the state, which I think everybody should, especially the high-level teams, because it gives you a lot. How many guys did you take to this tournament?
So we had 17 Florida, well, actually not all Florida. We had some guys from Atlanta as well, but 17 Americans that went through. And we had 3 guys local guys from South Africa join our team to make a 20-man squad. And the guys actually had the time of their lives. We played the tournament in Cape Town and then went on another week to Safari in Durban, swim the sharks, and just had a great rugby experience.
Were they complaining a lot when they coming back of how hard they were hit by the South Africans?
Oh, actually, we actually did the bruising out there. To be honest, like we only lost 1 game out of 6 games and lost in the semi-finals. So we did really, really well in the competitive section. So it just shows that, you know, we have enough talent over here to really get the exposure internationally.
Last quick thing, what do you guys think about having the Miami Sharks next season here?
Oh my God, it's huge. Look, the expansion of rugby in the United States is something that is long overdue, and when it catches, it's going to take the rest of the world by storm. The amount of athletic talent that exists in the United States, and especially in the South, if the Sharks do it right and they start pulling from the talent we have here, it's going to be a contender in the MLR. It's awesome for us.
What do you think, Coach?
Oh, it's about time. Yeah, it's long overdue. Yeah, Florida needs a team up there. So, like Tory just said, there's so much talent over here, and I really hope they do pull from the local talent to showcase over there. So it's amazing. We're really happy about that.
Okay.
One quick thing I just want to say before we end.
You can say hey to your mom or something?
No, not to my mom, but I do just want to say that this group of guys that we got over here deserve all the recognition in the world, because they put up and they came out today and they played hard like they have all season, and all the success in the world and what our coach does, like it all comes down to that. So if they see this somewhere, I just want to say thank them, because they're the ones who made it possible.
What's up with the coaches in the West Coast? Everybody's a South African.
Yeah, no, I can't get rid of them, man.
Eckert has.
They're like a disease.
Send some on this side. Come on.
No, you guys are fine. You don't need more coaches. You guys are good.
Well, thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Coach.
Charlie,
Sorry.
appreciate it, man.
Keep
Thank
kicking,
you.
man.
Absolutely, sir. Appreciate it.
Bye.
Thank you.